So I recently purchased a Coleman Ct 200 UEX, and this, buyers beware, goes for Coleman Ct 200 U's too, which are the red ones, which don't have the headlight or that gas tank, and it's just flat. It's got a front and rear rack like that. They come in red and camo. Some of them don't have the racks, but this mini bike has disappointed me way more than I would have expected. I know what you're saying. Well, only it's a $500 mini bike. What do you expect? And you might get what you pay for. I think I got less than what I paid for with this machine. And you might be thinking, well, you probably don't take care of it right. I own an entire lawnmower shop and fabrication business, and I know what I'm doing. So I take very good care of my machinery, and still this has failed to impress in many ways. First thing that I had a problem with is actually that stupid kickstand. It was way too long, and no matter what, if you are on a level surface, this thing will tip over with that kickstand. I had to cut it down and shorten it so it actually works. It made me really mad. It was a pain. Also, this kill wire here. Oh, dang it, my foot got caught on something. This green wire that you see on the screen right now, here, usually has a little eyelet thing that's soldered on to go around that bolt. It's actually just crimp connected. I don't think it's soldered. So I was cleaning my machine one time. I like keeping this clean. And I had a brush, and I was brushing off here into the blower housing. And this wire only has about 3 or 4 copper strands in there. And so this wire ripped out on the slightest tug, causing my kill switch to be ineffective. I didn't notice that until riding, and this will come into play later. Also, this engine has almost caused me to be killed by this mini bike. It's all about this engine. It's the worst engine ever. I mean, yeah, it's a Hyson engine. I mean, it's got plastic camshaft in it, stuff like that, but this is terrible. So I was riding, and this linkage under here, the throttle shaft there. Don't know. Oh, come on, stupid thing. The black throttle shaft, I'd call it. This, the thing that I'm moving right now. That controls the butterfly and the carburetor, causing the engine to rev up and idle down. That seized up on me while riding. It was either that seized up, or this governor linkage under here. I don't know if you can see it, the bolt head, or that bolt head. That comes out of the engine for the governor arm. Now this, I am going to be ungoverning this soon, but because I don't like governors. But it seized up on me. Now there's an easy fix. It's just to lubricate it, even though I wouldn't have expected you need to lubricate it, and it never says you should. But so I recommend, to prevent the problem that happened, lift up on that a little bit and just spray some WD-40 or white lithium grease under there. And same with that arm, to prevent this from happening. Alright, so what happened is I'm riding along, and I get up to full throttle, and my throttle seizes at full throttle. I'm twisting backwards on it, and I cannot get this thing to idle down. This is when I realized my kill switch wire has been ripped out and is ineffective, because this is the first time I've ridden it after washing it. I cannot stop. I'm heading about 35 miles an hour into a ditch, and I'm about 5 feet away from the ditch, and I have to hotwire this. The wire was ripped out, and so I figured out quickly that if I just turn the switch off and touch this wire to any piece of frame, it'll cut the motor. Since the spark plug wire, the mufflin's right there, I'll burn myself on the muffler if I pulled that out. So I just touched this wire to ground. Luckily killed it about 10 feet away from the ditch. But I was riding around at the ranch when that happened, and we have a ditch there, and if I would have hit that ditch, I would have gotten flipped off and I would have landed in a barbed wire fence. So that wouldn't have been good. So I would not recommend this mini bike. I mean, it's a very good frame, but some of the things are so cheap on it that it's hard to recommend in my point of view. Either that or just put a Predator 212 on it. I think these little CT100s here, I have one of them right now. Currently I have one. I'm going to sell this one soon, so if you want this, if you live in Montana, you might be able to get this. These are really good. I've never had a single problem with this, and I've owned it for almost a year now. This one I've had for a couple months, and I don't like it. It's making me mad. So, yeah, that's my buyer's beware on these Coleman Ct 200U EX and Ct 200Us. And also, since the BT 200Xs have the same motors, same thing for that. So that's kind of what's been going. That's my thoughts on this mini bike. Other things that have been going on is, well, you saw the video on my mud mower, and I got a four-wheeler. Now I have two four-wheelers. This is a little 220cc Kawasaki Bayou, and you'll see some mudding videos with this thing probably tomorrow or the next day, because I'm about to go to Idaho Island Park and ride this thing, so stay tuned for that. But if you see one of these mini bikes, just be warned about it. That's all I can say. So yeah, that's my 20 on these, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.